Hello students, welcome to the online session of Sri Gokulam Public School Guruvayur. Children, we were discussing chapter 10, Special Purpose Book, part 1, Cash Book. In our previous class, we have discussed about preparation of single column or simple cash book. Today we will discuss about two column or double column cash book. So in single column cash book, we saw that only one column was there, that was for cash. But in double column cash book, we will have two column for cash and one for bank. Let us see the format for cash book. This is the format for double column cash book. This side is known as represented by debit side. You can write here debit. And this side is credit side. Okay, so we can you can see here date, particular, ledger folio, cash and bank. So here these two column, one is for cash and the other one is for bank. So this side, the debit side, is known as the receipt side. So all those transactions because of which your cash increases, that will be shown in the receipt side. Example of receipt side, or some of the transaction because of your cash increases or receipt of cash is there, they are sale of goods or sale of fixed asset. So when you sell a fixed asset or goods, you receive cash. So your cash increases. So you will show it in the debit side. Now this side, the right hand side, is the credit side. So date, particular, ledger folio, cash and bank. So you can see here cash and banks, two separate column is here in the credit side also. This side is known as the payment side. So all those events or transaction or because of which your cash decreases, that will be shown in the credit side or payment side. Example is the purchase of fixed asset. When you purchase a fixed asset, you have to spend money or cash, because of which your cash balance will decrease. So you can pay the cash or through check also, that can be issued. So those transactions in which banks or checks are dealt, that will be shown under the bank account, bank column. And where the cash is being transacted, that will be shown under the cash columns. So this is your receipt side and this is your payment side. Now let us do a problem. Here is one problem. Record the following transaction in double column cash book and balance the book on 31st March 2020. So 2020 March transactions is given in front of you. So the month of March, whatever transaction related to cash is there, it's given to you in this question. So the first item is March 1st, cash in hand and cash at bank. So cash in hand is 12,750 and cash at bank is 72,400. So at the month of February, you have some balance in your cash as well as in the bank, that you have to bring to the next month, that is March 1st. So this is your cash book. This is your debit side. We can write here as plus, that is your receipt side, and this is your payment side. That means those transactions because of which your cash decreases will be shown on the credit side. Okay, this is your receipt side. And this is your payment side. Okay. Now, what was your first transaction? Cash in hand as well as cash at bank. So here you have to write March 1, because cash in hand means cash increases, isn't it? Last year's balance you are bringing down. So here you should write to balance brought down. Okay, what is the amount? 12,750 that you will write over here. And in bank, cash at bank, what is the amount? 72,400. That also you will write under bank column. So your journal entry or the cash book would be, you can see here, March 1st, to balance brought down 12,750 and 72,400. Okay, now the next transaction. March 4th, received from Asha cash rupees 1,200 and a check rupees 3,200, allowed discount rupees 400. So in this transaction you are receiving the cash. So cash receipt is there. So cash is also there and some amount you are received in check also. So here also in both the column, cash as well as in bank column, you will record this amount. But children, there is one more item, that is the discount of 400. So this discount, you don't have any column on cash book, but you have to show this discount. So you will prepare a journal proper to record this discount. So here you can see I have prepared a journal entry 2020 March 4th. Discount allowed account debited 400 to Asha account 400. B, the discount allowed to Asha against payment received. Okay, you are allowing the discount to Asha. So that will be shown on the debit side because discount is a loss for you. 400 less you are allowing to discount to the Asha. Okay, she is our customer. So here the journal proper is over, but what about the journal and recording of this transaction in cash book? So here you have to, that date is March 4th. Here you will write to Asha. Okay, to Asha. And the amount you have to write both in cash as well as in bank. Okay, in cash you will record 1,200 and in bank you will record 3,200 as per your question. You can see to Asha account 1,200 and 3,200 I have recorded. Now the next entry is, the next question is March 7th, paid salary to staff by check. So payment, pay means what? It's a payment for you. So you paid salary and that is paid through a check. 25,600 is the amount. So let us show it in this entry. So it's March 7th where the transaction is taking place. So I have already written the date. Here you will write by, sorry. So I have to write here by salary, and the amount, because it is through check that I have given salary to my staff, then that I have to write under bank account. Okay, so the see, you can see here by salary I have written it in the bank account. Now next transaction is March 9th, withdraw cash from bank for office use. So here I am withdrawing cash from the bank for office use. So in the office, cash is coming in, cash is increasing, isn't it? So whenever there is increase in cash means what? Receipt is there. Okay, so receipt, what will be the journal entry in this case? March 9, the journal entry will be cash account will be debited to bank. So see here, cash is debited. Okay, if it is difficult for you to understand, So cash is debited over here. So on the cash account, this is cash book, cash account debit side, I have to write to bank. Okay, to bank. I will write here to bank. But children, remember, when I write here to bank, the amount I will write on the cash side. Okay, to bank, cash side. Such entry, see children, cash as well as bank column are there in this cash book. So we have both cash as well as bank column in these. Okay, so see, cash I have recorded, in cash side I recorded to bank. Now the same entry, that is on March 9th, I have to record for bank by cash account. See, for cash as well as bank we have columns here. So I recorded debit aspect as well as credit aspect in this one particular account itself. Do you know what these transactions are known as? When both the entry is made using one particular account, then or book, it is known as contra entry. Contra entry. Such entries are known as contra entry because with one particular account, cash book, you are recording both cash as well as bank. Here that contra entry you have to represent by writing C in the ledger folio. In ledger folio you have to write C to show that it is a contra entry. Okay, when you write by cash, the amount will be written in the bank column. So see the difference, to bank, but the amount in cash I have to write, and when you write by cash, the amount you will write under bank. Don't forget to write C for this contra entry. Next entry is on March 12th. Interest paid by bank on bank balance. See children, we have a bank balance in our bank account, and on that bank balance we received a interest. So bank paid by bank, interest paid by bank on bank balance. So on our bank balance, bank have paid us interest. That means we have received the interest. Okay, so after reading the question only you make out the transaction. So on March 12th we have received the interest. So here you have to write to interest. Okay, and because it is through bank that we have received this interest, you have to write the amount in the bank column. Okay, so this is how you have to make the entry for bank. Now next transaction is March 16th. Purchase furniture ₹20. Purchase means what? When you purchase something, you have cash, you have to spend the cash. So there is payment of cash. So on March 16, what I will write here? Buy furniture. Okay, buy furniture, and because it is the cash which I have spent to purchase this furniture, the amount will be written in the cash column. See, buy furniture, amount I will write in the cash column as 16,500. Okay, now next transaction is on March 21st. Paid to Mohan and company by check, discount received 100. So you have paid Mohan a check and you have received discount 100. So as I told you, whenever there is an entry for discount received or discount allowed, you have to show it under discount journal proper, that is journal entry. Okay, so let us see. Mohan account debited 100 to discount received account 100. So you have received the discount, that is you can say it's a profit for you or an income for you. So that income will be credited. Okay, So Mohan account is debited to discount received account with 100 rupees. So this journal proper is used to show the discount allowed or discount received, or the item for which we don't prepare cash book, which is not shown in cash book, will be shown under separate account, that is journal proper. Now regarding that transaction, that particular transaction, we have paid to Mohan. Okay, we paid, that means payment is there. So in payment we know that on which date, on 21st March 21st, you will write by Mohan, and because we have paid Mohan through a check, you will write the amount in the bank column as 10,900. Okay, so that was March 21st. Now next transaction is on March 24th. Proprietor withdrew from office cash for his personal use. So here also cash withdrawal is there for personal use. Personal use means what? Drawing. So drawing account debited to cash account. So here withdrawal, or we can say payment. So cash is moving out. So which side you will show? March 24th by drawing, because payment cash is going out. So in cash side you will write 11,600. Okay, March 24th. Next transaction is on March 29th. Sold goods to Manoj for cash. So you sold goods and you receive cash. So which side? It's a receipt. Okay, so in receipt side means this is your receipt side, debit side. So March 29 to sales. How much cash was received? 14,800. So I record it over in the cash column. Next entry is last March 31st, deposited office cash in bank. So you have from your office the cash is going to the bank. So what is the entry here? Bank will be debited. Okay, bank will be debited to cash account. So here March 31st you can write to cash. This is also a contra entry. As I told you, in contra entry that particular entry, what was the question? Deposited office cash in bank. So cash is going to the bank. So journal entry was bank account is debited to cash account. Okay, so here you can see bank is debited. So debit side of this is also bank. Okay, bank column is there. So on the debit side of bank account, cash book, you will write 31st March to cash account. See, to cash. So to cash account, because both cash and bank entry is there. So you will write contra C. Represent it as C. Contra entry. Then in bank column you are supposed to write 21,200. Now the same March 31st entry you will show in the credit side as well. What you will write? March 31st by bank account. See, by bank. So in cash this debit aspect have been recorded. To record the credit aspect, what will you do? You will write March 31st by bank account, and in cash column you will write 21,200. Okay, so both debit aspect and credit aspect have been recorded. Now very important part is the closing of this cash book. When you close the books, you can see that cash column will, cash debit side will be more than your credit side. It should be more, because this is your receipt side. So your receipt side will be more than your payment side. So when you make total of debit side, you will get 50,650. But your credit side will not be showing 50,650. It will be short by 1,350. So this short amount you can represent by balance carried down. Okay, write down by balance 31st March, by balance carried down, and the amount 1,350 can be written over here. Next is bank balance. When you make total of bank side, you will get 98,000 on the debit side, but your credit side will be short by 39,600. So first you make total of debit side, then you subtract it from the credit side, you will get difference of 39,600 that you will write on the credit side and make a total equal in both the side with 98,000. Okay, so this is how you will close this account. Now on April 1, to balance brought down, you have to bring this carry down to next day or next month first day. On April 1, to balance brought down 1,350 will be written over here, and the bank, that is 39,600, will be written over here. So I hope you understood the way of posting the entry in the cash book when we maintain a double column cash book. Okay, now children, now we can move to the conclusion of today's topic. Today we have discussed about double column cash book, in which cash and bank account columns are maintained. We saw what is contra entry. Contra entry means withdrawal of cash from bank for office use or cash deposited in the bank. So whenever you find the transaction when both cash and bank is dealing, you have to pass a contra entry. Okay, and this contra entry represented by writing C in the ledger folio. So you have to practice this problem so that you get a better understanding of the way to do this problem. So practice more problem from your textbook and also attend the test paper. Meet you in the next class with a new topic. Till then, goodbye.